Reporting for Channel 1 News, Hansen Ajeman.
The General Jurisdiction Division 10 of the High Court in Accra has ordered the Attorney General's Department to immediately take over all criminal prosecutions currently being handled by the Office of the Special Prosecutor, pending formal authorization. The court also declared all ongoing prosecutions initiated by the OSP null and void. Here's more.
The ruling effectively halts multiple cases being prosecuted by the Office of the Special Prosecutor across various courts. The court further awarded cost of 15,000 Ghana cedis against the OSP. The decision arises from a case involving 4 individuals under investigation by the OSP, including Alhaji Said of the National Insurance Commission, James Kirk Osei, a former director at the Office of the Vice President, and custom officers John Aban and Peter Archibald Hyde. They are accused of conspiring to seize containers using forged documents, including a falsified letter purportedly from the Office of the Vice President. One of the accused, Peter Archibald Hyde, filed a judicial review application seeking to quash the OSP's decision to prosecute. In its ruling, the court held that while the OSP has a mandate to investigate suspected corruption-related offences, it doesn't have the authority to initiate prosecutions without prior authorization from the Attorney General. It therefore ruled that all such prosecutions are void and must be taken over by the Attorney General. In response, the Office of the Special Prosecutor says the decision conflicts with an earlier ruling by another division of the High Court, which had deferred a similar application pending a determination by the Supreme Court on whether the OSP can independently prosecute criminal cases. The OSP says it will take steps to challenge the ruling.
Now, President John Dramani Mahama has clarified that the newly launched free primary healthcare program is intended to complement, not replace, the existing national health insurance scheme. Speaking at the launch in the Greater Accra region on Wednesday, he emphasized that the initiative is designed to work alongside the current system implemented by the National Health Insurance Authority.
The free primary health care is complementary to the national health insurance. It's not coming to replace it. It is coming to complement the national health insurance. But at the point of examination and treatment at the polyclinic level, at the health center level, at the CHIPS compound level, at the health kiosk level, you don't need your NHIS card at that point. You just need your Ghana card or any form of identification to show that you are a Ghanaian and you are a resident in that community to be able to access health care. There's another layer that we have introduced above the national health insurance. Let's assume that we discover that you have high blood pressure or diabetes, and you get the early stages of kidney failure, renal failure. They notice it at the free healthcare center. They'll refer you to the district hospital. You go to the district hospital. You use your NHIS card. Now, if your illness is advanced and you need dialysis, there might not be dialysis machines in your district hospital. So that's where you'll be referred to the third aspect of it, which is the Ghana Medical Trust Fund. That's the Mahama Cares. And so you will apply to Mahama Cares. You'll be referred to a kidney dialysis center, and you can go and do your kidney dialysis free of charge.
Government says it will begin settling salary arrears owed to newly recruited teachers following a protest in Accra. The Deputy Finance Minister has announced a payment plan after demonstrators picketed the Finance Ministry and the Presidency over months of unpaid salaries. There's more in this report.
Clad in red and chanting solidarity songs, members of the Coalition of Unpaid Teachers gathered at the Ministry of Finance to demand the payment of outstanding arrears. The group says it is owed up to 17 months of unpaid salaries, along with staff identification numbers to regularize their employment. Prior to the protest, demonstrators presented a petition at the Presidency where a staffer assured them their concerns.
We demand our arrears to be paid. The government is owing us 14 months arrears, and some of us are being owed 19 months.
Protesters say the delays have caused severe financial hardship, affecting their livelihoods and work.
Parents and God, because from the time of pregnancy, or it hasn't been easy. From that time, we weren't on payroll, so it's my parents who has been supporting me.
At the Ministry of Finance, officials engaged the group in discussions aimed at resolving the situation. Addressing the demonstrators, Deputy Finance Minister Thomas Ampem Nyakon acknowledged their concerns and outlined steps to settle the arrears. He says the first 4 months of payments will be released in May, with the remaining balances to be paid subsequently.
Even though the Finance Minister is out of town, he instructed me to conclude the processes, and I wrote to Controller to start the payment of your arrears. That payment will start from May. So in May you will receive 4 months of arrears. June you will receive another 4 months. July another 4 months, until the payments are concluded.
He also indicated that efforts are underway to address administrative bottlenecks affecting some teachers.
Ministry of Education, and we granted financial clearance extension for the number of affected teachers to be put on the payroll.
This is still the Channel 1 Newsroom on Channel 1 TV with me, Inu Safo. Still to come. Mounting debt and limited access to finance likely to affect African economies. This is according to the IMF. We have the details shortly. Do stay.
Whether across cities to another town or halfway around the country, you want a moving company you can depend on to get you there? Let me introduce you to Logistics Movers. We are here to help you every step of the way, from planning the move to unpacking the last box and settling into your office or home. We have the expertise, experience, and market understanding, and offer fast, reliable, and professional transportation services in Ghana. Our main thrust is to successfully move your business household items safely, on time, and hassle-free. You can call us on 0246 833 539 or 0244 342 465. You can also send us an email to info@logisticsmovers.com or check our website www.logisticsmovers.com. Why expose your company or household items to theft or damages when you are relocating if it's avoidable? Logistics Movers, we help you relocate.
The best part of going home is family.
Sit up! Hey, mommy, my wife is cooking something delicious. Go here. Lizzie hot pepper sauce, spicy. Lizzie Shito, the Shito is Shito. Lizzie Shito, over fail.
Lizzie Shito, please, can I take some to school tomorrow?
Yes, my son, you can. Lizzie Shito, dear. Ebesu obiasu.
Lizzie Shito hot pepper sauce, and yes, spicy and
Lizzie Shito hot pepper sauce, and yes, spicy.
For bulk purchase, kindly contact 050-168-3344 or 050-155-0998. This advert is FDA approved.
You're welcome back. Up next is Channel 1 Business with me, Latte Latte.
CNR Business is brought to you by EcoBank.
How may I help you today?
We'd like to open a bank account.
Sign here, sign here, sign here, and here. And now you draw direction to your house. I need your thumbprint. And I'll need your birth certificate too. No, I need the original.
A lot has changed since you bank like this. So have we. We've made it easier than ever to open an account online and bank on the go through our mobile app, online banking, and more. EcoBank, a better way to bank your way.
Sign here, and here.
EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
How are you doing, Nee?
I'm good, Enu. How about you?
I'm very well, thank you. The IMF spring meetings are still ongoing?
Yes, indeed. It entered the third day today, and so we have an update on some of the issues dominating discussions, especially when it comes to Africa and Ghana.
Give us the details.
All right, thank you very much. Now, mounting debt burdens and limited access to affordable financing have emerged as the key concern for African policymakers as global shocks continue to tighten fiscal space across the continent. This formed the core of discussions at the African Consultative Group meeting held on the sidelines of the IMF World Bank Spring meetings convened by Chairman of the African Caucus and Managing Director of the IMF. There is more in the following report.
The discussions come at a time when many African economies are grappling with elevated borrowing costs and reduced access to international capital markets, forcing governments to make difficult trade-offs between servicing debt and funding critical development needs. The situation is further complicated by external shocks, including geopolitical tensions and supply chain disruptions, which are increasing macroeconomic vulnerabilities and heightening the risk of inflationary pressures and food insecurity. In response, policymakers are pushing for stronger and more transparent debt sustainability assessments to better guide borrowing decisions and reduce risk. Ongoing reforms to the joint IMF World Bank debt sustainability framework are expected to play a key role in improving how countries evaluate and manage their debt exposure. There is also a renewed emphasis on strengthening public financial management systems, improving spending efficiency, and mobilizing domestic revenue to reduce reliance on costly external borrowing. Beyond debt management, African leaders are advocating for more tailored policy support from the IMF, particularly in navigating external shocks and addressing cross-border spillovers that impact domestic economies.
Ghana's producer price inflation edged up slightly to 1.5% in March 2026 from the 1.4% recorded in February this year. According to the Ghana Statistical Service, this reflects a slight uptick in prices received by domestic producers for goods and services on a year-on-year basis. Here's more.
The slight uptick represents a 0.1 percentage point increase from the 1.4% recorded in February. On a month-on-month basis, producer prices rose by 0.7% in March, a slowdown from the 1.3% recorded in February. The slight increase in inflation was driven by mixed trends across key sectors of the economy. The mining and quarrying sector, the largest component of the index, recorded a marginal decline in inflation to 3.9% from 4.1% in February. Manufacturing, which accounts for about 35% of the index, remained in a negative territory but showed improvement, with inflation rising from 2.9% to 2.2%. Utilities continued to record elevated price levels, with electricity and gas inflation at 13.6%, while water supply and waste management stood at 9.9%, reflecting persistent cost pressures. In contrast, transport and storage saw deeper price declines, with inflation falling to 9.8% 1.5%, while accommodation and food services remained negative at 9.4%. Despite the marginal increase, producer inflation remains significantly lower than a year earlier, when it was more than 20 percentage points higher, pointing to easing cost pressures along the production chain.
Mining firm Goldfields says all is set for the handover of the Daman mine to the government of Ghana as its lease expires later this week. Now, the Daman mining lease is set to expire from Goldfield on April 18, 2026, when the asset will revert to the state. Well, according to the company, the handover process is being carried out in collaboration with the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, the Minerals Commission of Ghana, and a government-appointed transition team to ensure operational continuity.
The company says its role has been limited to facilitating a safe and responsible handover, including supporting technical and operational readiness ahead of the transfer. Key priorities in the transition include protecting jobs, maintaining operations at the mine, and ensuring a smooth transfer of assets while safeguarding host communities. Goldfields has also clarified that it has not endorsed or selected any future operator for the mine, stressing that all decisions regarding Daman's future ownership and operatorship rest solely with the government of Ghana. The final phase of the process will involve completing transition agreements and formalizing the asset transfer before the scheduled handover on April 18. Goldfields says it remains committed to ensuring a responsible transition that guarantees stability for workers, contractors, and surrounding communities.
Well, let's now bring you an update on crude oil prices and how the local currency is performing on the interbank market. And that's the very latest in the world of business. Many thanks indeed for watching. I am Neil Atilati. Back to you, Enosafi.
Thank you very much, Nee. Let's do some more stories. Businessman and philanthropist Ibrahim Mahama has fully funded the $15,000 required for a life-saving brain tumor surgery in India for 13-year-old Hadia Mohammed, a first-year student of Ghana Senior High School. On April 6, 2026, Hadia's condition, which had begun to significantly affect her hearing and disrupt her education, was highlighted in a report on Channel 1 TV. Our Northern Bureau Chief Shawana Yusuf has more in this report.
Medical doctors had recommended urgent surgery abroad, prompting appeals from her family, teachers, and classmates for support to save her life. Mr. Mahama's intervention has now brought relief to Hadia's family, offering renewed hope for her recovery in the coming months. Speaking after the clearance of the surgery bills, Hadia and her father expressed profound gratitude to the philanthropist for the timely support.
I thank Mr. Ibrahim Mahama for paying for my surgery to be done in India. My parents didn't know where to get that huge amount of money, so having him pay for it makes a great relief. As we are going to India, I expect a successful surgery and to have my hearing back so that I can join my colleagues. God bless you. Thank you once again.
I would also like to thank Channel 1 TV, especially Madam Shawana, for bringing this story to the public limelight. And we wouldn't have been able to reach Mr. Ibrahim Mahama if not Channel 1 TV. And as we embark on this journey, I expect my daughter, Hadia Mohammed, to have a successful surgery of the brain tumor and return back to classroom in Ghana to be with her colleagues in the process of learning.
School authorities have also expressed appreciation to Mr. Mahama for responding swiftly to their appeal, expressing optimism that Hadia would undergo a successful procedure and return to school.
We are praying that God will have guidance for her, and then as soon as she goes through the surgery successfully and returns to Ghana safely. That's our wish for her. Mr. Ibrahim Mahama, may God richly bless and reward you.
Speaking to Channel 1 News, Special Aide to Mr. Mahama, Rafiq Mahama, confirmed that the full amount has been paid. The gesture has been widely praised as a timely intervention, highlighting the impact of media advocacy in driving positive change. Hadia Mohammed, her parents and teachers as well as colleagues in school have expressed gratitude to Ibrahim Mahama for absorbing the cost of her surgery in India to enable her undergo a brain tumor surgery. For Channel 1 News, I am Shawana Yusuf reporting from the Ghana Senior High School here in Tamale.
The Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Emmanuel Amakufibua, has urged the Western Regional House of Chiefs to remain united and peaceful to attract its fair share of national development. The Elembele MP made the appeal when the House honored him for his role in mediating and restoring peace following years of deadlock that prevented the election of its leadership. Our Western Bureau Chief, Akwasi Eje Enim, reports from Sekondi.
For nearly 8 years, the Western Regional House of Chiefs operated without leadership due to a prolonged dispute that stalled the election of a president. The impasse weakened the House's ability to effectively advocate for development of the region. After several unsuccessful attempts by various stakeholders to resolve the crisis, it took the intervention of the Elembele MP and Lands Minister, Emmanuel Amakufibua, who in February 2025 knelt before the chiefs to appeal for peace. His effort led to reconciliation and the election of new leadership on the same day. It is for this reason that the House, led by Nana Kobran Ketia, has honored him with a citation.
It was remarkably iconic, witnessing Amabua literally kneeling before his fathers of Western Regional House of Chiefs, pleading with them to unite a divided house. At that moment, the real meaning of honorable as an earned title became obvious. Honor is manifested by character. Honorable Amabua, your character spoke volumes. The Western Regional House of Chiefs, thank you for your dedication and commitment towards the promotion of peace in the Western Regional House of Chiefs.
Receiving the honor, Emmanuel Amakufibua reiterated his gratitude and emphasized that his ultimate satisfaction will be to see the chiefs maintain unity to promote development in the Western region.
We have no other choice but to unite as one people. Because every time there's division in our region, we are losing the match. We need unity. And that unity starts from this house. We'll be so better off. And this region will take its proper place. And this honor is simply telling me that the stakes are higher, and I have to now understand that the chiefs of the Western region are counting on me and my colleagues to lead with excellence, and we'll do exactly that.
The expectations of residents over here in the Western region is that the chiefs will come together as a united front to lead this region towards development. For Channel 1 TV News, I'm Akwasi Eje, Sekondi.
In a world striving for inclusivity, technology is bridging gaps in ways we never imagined. Today we explore SignTalk, an innovative AI project transforming communication for the hearing impaired and hard of hearing community in Ghana and beyond. This initiative is being implemented by the Artificial Intelligence for Sustainable Development Program in partnership with the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology and funded by the French Embassy.
In Ghana alone, approximately 470,000 people live with some level of hearing loss, with over 211,000 relying on sign language as their primary means of communication, according to the 2021 Population and Housing Census. Yet, despite these numbers, the tools to bridge the communication divide have been almost entirely absent. When a deaf or hard of hearing person walks into a bank, a hospital, a police station, or a court of law in Ghana, they often find it nearly impossible to access services. There are no interpreters. There is no assistive technology. There is only silence and exclusion. Nearly 80% of Ghana's deaf and hearing impaired population live in low-income communities, and the communication gap means they are still too often treated as though they have nothing to say. This is the reality that a team of researchers at KNUST set out to change.
We had a stakeholders engagement meeting. Okay, we gathered all persons with different types of disability. And then we had some questionnaires that we gave out to them to find out how it's like for them to be in the community and how they engage with normal persons like us in their community. So after that, we noticed there was some pattern of challenges that they face, especially in our sector, which is the deaf community, where we noticed that they already have issues communicating with people that are hearing. But it's much more important for them when they go to the hospitals, because that's where it's kind of a life and death situation. If they don't communicate well with the doctor and they don't understand their symptoms, there could be some form of misdiagnosis in the consulting room, or when they are asked to go and get some medication in the pharmacy and the doctor doesn't get to understand what their actual problem is with the deaf individual, it can cause some serious side effects.
The implications are significant, not just for the deaf community, but for every Ghanaian who interacts with them. For persons with hearing difficulty, Sign Talk offers something profound, a voice. It allows full participation in conversations without depending on the availability of a trained interpreter.
Initially, we had a piloting study at the Ashanti School for the Deaf, which is at Jamasi. And then during that phase, we realized that there was some enthusiasm towards the system, especially when it comes to the students. They were happy to see that there was something like a technology that's actually going to bring an intervention in the hospitals. But we also realized that there were some frustrations because it is a system that we are actually trying to bring out. And of course, there will be some issues and then some interacting issues as well. So there were some frustrations there, and then we came back to the lab, and currently we are trying to address those frustrations. So honestly, right now we have an MVC that would be ready to deploy very soon, and we also have a site that is running, which is on the signtalkgh.com. You can check it out on the browser. You can see it here. But we plan to scale it up after we've addressed most of the issues that we found during the piloting stage, which is something that is also very important and crucial when you are doing an intervention to be used in the consulting room or hospital.
But the benefit flows in both directions. Sign Talk eliminates the single greatest barrier to inclusion, not knowing sign language.
It's something that is here to help persons with disability. Okay. So whenever a system like this is put out there, you should try and interact with it, okay, so that it would be here to stay. And that's the key importance of it, because you can build a system and it will be in the world, nobody will use it. But adopting it is very good. So we hope and pray that once it's out there, it's the people to interact with it.
Sign Talk is Ghana's answer to that challenge, built here for Ghanaians by Ghanaians. As AI continues to evolve, projects like this remind us of the incredible potential of technology, not just to connect us, but to ensure that no one is left out of the conversation.
Channel 1 TV has unveiled the top nominees for its Community Legends initiative, narrowing down over 100 nationwide submissions that highlight ordinary individuals driving extraordinary change at the grassroots level. Channel 1 News' Melody Fafa-Portife has the details.
Hundreds from all over the country, all 16 regions, numerous districts, and so now we've gone through all of them, and there are 10 of them.
From the whole country.
The whole country.
In healthcare, Cape Coast Teaching Hospital pediatric oncologist Dr. Emanuela Amwako was selected for her work as the facility's only specialist in pediatric oncology, providing critical care and hope to children battling cancer in the central region. In education, Isaac Amwako, popularly known as Teacher Amwako, in the Western North region earned a spot for his literacy advocacy through the Teacher Amwako Foundation, where he supports needy students with school fees, learning materials, and reading programs. Also shortlisted is Daisy Mina Entry, founder of the Gold Coast Literacy Foundation in Kasua, recognized for supporting teenage mothers and underprivileged students through scholarships, while also helping to refurbish school libraries and classrooms. From the Ashanti region, Bridget Prempe, headmistress of Mpasetia DA Basic A, was selected for her community welfare efforts, including support for widows, vulnerable families, and children through education and healthcare assistance. Also selected from the Eastern region is Michael Kolete of Krobo Dumase. His advocacy on inclusive education, particularly his support for students with disabilities and girls affected by period poverty. From the Northern region, Hansau Bukari was recognized for her innovative teaching methods using indigenous storytelling alongside her personal interventions, such as providing uniforms, shoes, and learning materials to pupils. Representing the OT region, Elijah Wupe Awuno, a laboratory scientist with the Ghana Immigration Service based in Asenfosu in the Central Region, was honored for his humanitarian outreach to elderly citizens, including the provision of food supplies and essential medicines beyond his official duties. In the Bono region, Anthony Kojo Hunkpe was recognized for restoring clean water access across 14 communities through borehole rehabilitation, as well as supporting schools with learning and digital resources. Also on the list is John Borinyam Kwabna from Saboba in the Northern region, whose projects include the construction of classroom blocks, a maternity facility, a library, and the restoration of water systems. Completing the top 10 is 14-year-old climate advocate Ina Now Nyande from Weja in the Greater Accra region, who is being recognized for using spoken word poetry to promote environmental awareness and climate action. Each of the 10 community legends will be featured in dedicated 30-minute episodes as part of a 10-part documentary series to throw a spotlight on their work, personal journeys, and the challenges they face while driving change in their communities.
In other news, the Minister of Works and Housing and Water Resources, Kenneth Gilbert Ajay, has directed the management of the Tema Development Corporation to issue an official notice requiring residents of the Kaiser Flats in Tema Community 4 to vacate the premises immediately. According to him, the structure poses a serious safety risk and must be addressed without delay. Speaking to the media during a tour of the site, Mr. Ajay emphasized that the government is committed to preventing a recurrence of the recent building collapse at Accra New Town, assuring that such an incident will not happen at the Kaiser Flats.
Looking at the structures that we met there, that people are there, I asked the MD that what are they doing about those people that are living in those structures that are just about falling down. MD mentioned that they've done a lot of engagements with those living in those structures. I mean, those structures are death trap. I'm sure you all saw it when we went there. And so MD mentioned that TDC invited the tenants and mentioned to them that they will give them a place here, as in where we are standing now, the Pone affordable housing area. There are houses here that are completed and they are ready to give them a place to move in so that they can fix where they are. But the tenants there are saying that no, they won't move. So I asked MD, so what is the next step? Because if this thing breaks down, it's going to be an issue. I asked MD whether they've written to them. Said they've not done that yet, but they've been engaging them. So I've asked the MD to write to them that from the assessment that they've done on the structures, it's not right for any human being to live in there.
This is still the Channel 1 Newsroom on Channel 1 TV. Still to come. Ghana Football Association presents vehicles to key football development areas. We have the details coming up. Do stay.
We're kicking your year off in all the glory with more because we've got you. You get it? You know that. We got kicks. We got scores. We got action. We got roars.
It's my specialty.
We got drama. We got fun. We got more for everyone with an upgrade on us just for you. More channels, more shows, more reasons to stay.
We got you.
DSTV, we got you all the way.
The best part of going home is family.
Sit up! Hey, mommy, my wife is cooking something delicious. Go here.
Hot pepper sauce, spicy. Bona yede, Lizzie Shito.
The Shito is Shito. Lizzie Shito, overfill.
Lizzie Shito. Please, can I take some to school tomorrow?
Yes, my son, you can. Lizzie Shito dear. Ebesu obiasu.
Lizzie Shito hot pepper sauce. Yes, spicy and
Lizzie Shito hot pepper sauce. Spicy.
For bulk purchase, kindly contact 050-168-3344 or 050-155-0998. This advert is FDA approved.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson,
Me didn't tum. Mr. Friend Kalika, just call me cockroach. Now, Mr. Friend, me once now.
Hey, that's you.
Impruka.
Yeah.
Captain Mosquito, double the action. Me did this sasso spray. Mr. Friend is sasso quell. Yeah, come to my sasso.
Come tum preko.
You're welcome back. Up next is Channel 1 Sports with Bernard Abekwatri.
Hello, are you a happy woman?
I was not expecting that. Why do you ask me that? I think I'm okay. Yeah.
You're a happy woman?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm a happy man too.
You're a happy man because they give cars out to people.
Yeah.
Okay, give us the details.
Great. Now, the Ghana Football Association has expanded its football development structure with a presentation of 5 vehicles under the FIFA Forward program. The allocations support 2 regional football associations, the Technical Directorate, the Ghana Football Association's headquarters, and the Ghana Man Soccer Center of Excellence. Nearly a year ago, 8 regions received double cabin pickup vehicles, with the association committing to extend support to the remaining regions and key units. The Ghana Football Association President Edwin Simeon Okraku says the vehicles represent more than transportation and serves as a tool to drive development and improve efficiency across Ghana football.
These vehicles obviously are used for the development and promotion of football at the grassroots level, where the foundation of the sport is so important. You remember, I've always spoken about fixing the fundamentals. And when we speak about fixing the fundamentals, this strategy via the Forward program directly fits into that plan, because the foundation of the sport is at the regional level, where coast football is played, where girls U15 leagues are being played, where Division 1 girls leagues are being played, where Division 3 leagues are being played, Division 2, etc., etc. And therefore, any form of support is needed for the development of the sport. So I'm very happy about today. Today, we are adding 5 more pickups to the collection. This tells you that the FA is very much committed in meeting the needs of not only our members, but our constituent bodies.
Well, let's do tennis now. And Jamie Murray, who became the first British double player to rise to world #1, has announced his retirement from tennis. Murray won 2 of his